Hey everyone, I'm back and I'm going to be talking about It Chapter 2. And before I get into the review, I'm just going to give you a little background information. I was planning on getting this review up a little bit earlier, but I kind of had to think on this movie. I saw it twice just to make sure my feelings on it were right. And I enjoyed it a little bit more, but I still don't. I am kind of disappointed by it. So, I really liked the first It, or It Chapter 1, as it's kind of known by nowadays. Sorry, cats. Gotta love them. Before I continue with the review, I'll be right back. Until this starts to annoy me, I'm gonna have a little thing with me, a little hat that I got for Christmas a while ago. Is the It, and it came with a shirt as well. And I usually wear a size large, but for whatever reason, the shirt was too small. So couldn't wear that. And I forgot to wear this when I was gonna see It Chapter 2. I think that would have been too much for me to handle, though. But moving on, I really liked It Chapter 1. I haven't seen it since it came out in theaters, though. I've only seen it once in the TV miniseries or the TV movie, the Tim Curry one. I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing. I've seen people's reviews for it. I've seen, like, Nostalgia Critics review for it. I saw Red Letter Media's review for it. But that's about it. So going into this movie, I had high hopes, and I left underwhelmed. And I'll go through the good things first. The performances are really good. James McAvoy's really good. You have Jessica Chastain. You have... excuse me. You have Bill Skarsgård back as Pennywise, who's great. He basically transformed into Pennywise in the first movie. And here he's still great. I'll talk a little bit more about Pennywise later, once we're done talking about the characters. I don't really remember the rest of the actors' names, like right off the bat, like right now. But I'm just going to talk about the characters now. I think the best character in the whole movie, well, the improved character in this movie is Mike. They actually gave him, they kind of changed his character in this movie from, like, not really doing anything, kind of just having to deal with the loss of his parents. And that's about all he had to do, from what I remember, in the first movie. In this one, he's actually looking to find ways how to get rid of the clown, and that was interesting to see. James McAvoy as Bill. He's really good. He was trying to match the how the kid version of Bill talks, and sometimes it's a little off. That's my only criticism with James McAvoy. It just felt a little off the way he talks. In some scenes, he kind of had the like how the character of Bill was in that movie. And in this movie, he kind of has it, kind of doesn't. It depends on what scene he's in. So, the special effects in this movie, they're mostly good, sometimes a little cartoonish looking. My first viewing, they looked pretty bad, but on my second viewing, they looked better. Maybe it was just me or something, I don't know. There's also other character moments and things to talk about, but I just choose not to because I'm trying to move forward here. And some of the music I liked. There are scenes in this movie in which I really enjoyed, which is pretty much whenever you see the Losers Club, either as kids or as adults. It's nice to see them. Although in one of the flashbacks to them as kids, for some reason they choose to make everything turn red for like a quarter of a second. I don't know why, but that was very distracting. And I think I should probably get into my negatives now and kind of just mix back and forth between negatives and positives. My biggest problem with this movie is I didn't really feel any tension, or I wasn't invested in this movie as far as horror goes. I just didn't find it scary, mainly because it was relying on jump scares, and tonally speaking, the movie is kind of off. Sometimes it goes from like really lighthearted and goofy to like really dark and disturbing, or vice versa. There's a scene in this movie where Eddie is like attacked by a monster, and at one point the monster that he's fighting against like throws up on him, and then it plays like this music. I forgot what it's called and what it was, but it just felt so out of place when they played that. Don't know why they did that, but it was pretty bad. And the third act has its moments, but nothing really special. The ending of the movie is kind of cheap. The way the climax kind of ends is a little cheesy. And there are some really stupid decisions made in this movie by characters you like. And there's some stuff I don't buy in this movie. And one of the things is like the bully character from the first film, the guy who had like a mullet. Is that what it's called? Like the guy who had that knife who like was drawing on Ben's stomach when he was a kid. Like that character, he's in this movie, and he breaks out of a mental institution, I think, because he's been there for 27 years after killing his dad in the first movie. I guess spoilers for the first movie. Sorry about that. So he gets arrested, and eventually you see him in a mental institution, I think. And so he eventually breaks out, and he goes after the Losers Club. But my problem is, how does he know who is who? It's kind of a nitpick, but I just don't understand how he knows who Eddie looks like, or Ben looks like, Billy, etc. How does he know what these kids look like now as adults? I don't know. It didn't really make sense. So that was kind of dumb. I guess all in all, if you've seen it chapter 1 and you just want to see the rest of it, I guess go right ahead and see this movie. This movie is really enjoyable if you just watch it for the characters, not so much the horror, because the horror kind of sucks in this movie. Because it's just cheap jump scares and there's no tension because you're always startled from a loud noise. And another thing that I forgot to mention is this movie is also a really funny film. I forgot to mention that the guy who plays Richie, he's really great in this movie. I don't. I think I've said already. I don't really know the actors, all the actors' names. But I know a few. That's about it. So I'm gonna give it chapter 2 a C plus. I think that's fair. To be honest, after my first viewing, it was like a C minus level, but upon watching it a second time, it grew on me. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but I enjoyed it. It's a good looking movie, and I think that's all I have to say about it, as far as a spoiler-free review goes. So there's it, chapter 2. If you want to tell me your thoughts, leave them in the comments down below. I'll be sure to read them. And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like. And my social media links, they'll be in the description down below. So follow me there. Mostly on Twitter, but feel free to follow me everywhere else. I also do Stardust, I do Facebook, and I do Instagram. For some reason, I thought I said Snapchat, but it's Instagram. So there's my social media links. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up. And kind of out of movies to review now as far as new releases. So who knows? Maybe it's just gonna be, I don't know, something new, something old. I'll figure it out when I get to it. But until then, thank you for watching and have a great day.